I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I am the Dungeon Master, and this is Heroes Wanted. Tonight we are rejoining the party as they set off from Iru Moria through the Caledonian hills of the Vine Run Hills, and as they are heading out, they have, you know, paid a very heavy price along the way. Their companion, Nova, is only recently raised from a
And
death-like coma after they had to battle their way through a temple dedicated to Palor in order to get a rare stone. It's called a sunstone, and by going and battling and getting that, they were able to save Nova, but not Soggy, who they had come to Iru Moria to save originally. Soggy, the kobold, had challenged Visanthus, the vampire lord, and in doing so, paid with his life. He clung to his uh, human kobold nature for weeks, but eventually turned into a vampire when they were unable to use the power of the stone to save him. And so now you guys
are are in front of a troll cave of a recently slain group of trolls.
yes. And so now you guys have traveled from Iru Moria through Tunran Tio and into the hills down here by Vine Run. And so as you oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to share this with you. There we go. That
I
helps.
feel like it's important to check out the cave that the trolls were living in.
So as you guys traveled from Iru Moria through Tunran Tio and then down here into the hills near Vine Run, as Hazard was just pointing out, you had come to rest near a cave and were attacked by some trolls. And somewhere in these hills is where you find yourselves, and you're trying to either A, locate a wizard's tower that is located to be somewhere in this area, or just continue through and make it out the other side into Carpathia here. And so Quillan appears to have something to say about the cave, so I will stop with the recap and intro and allow you guys to get into the actual nitty-gritty of in-character discussion of what comes next before we get to what comes next.
As everything is just sort of it's just slowed down and just quiet now, Quillan sort of seeing the bloodshed of the dead trolls and all that stuff. He sort of looks to the cave they came from and said, I wouldn't assume that there would be something important in that cavern.
Why would you assume that?
It was inhabited by those 3 trolls.
They're just trolls, you know.
But even trolls collect things.
Well, I will agree there's likely something in that cave. It won't hurt to check. Just, try not to be too hopeful as to results.
As Noman and Quillan discuss this, they remember that there is a new person amongst them. Standing in between them and the cave when they look up is Lothar, the old grizzled fighter from the savage north who has just fought this battle with them and had to explain to them that killing trolls requires chopping them until they stop moving.
I turn to them and I go, I think we're going to have some trouble in this group if some people won't fight when we get attacked.
Trust me, I'll fight, but if you think that we always need the fight, that might cause some troubles with diplomacy.
Well, I say you may cause some troubles with diplomacy if you don't fight back when we get attacked.
Well, on the simple version is simply that. To put it bluntly, I understand on what morals you're trying to base yourself, but that was not the time for that decision. In this world, there are things we call monsters, and monsters need to die. That's just the simple of it. Allowing those trolls to go on living means that they would have killed other people. And while Nova made an allusion to the way wolves eat hares, in that world and in that analogy, people like us are the hares. And if it's left to a hare's decision, a wolf should die. That's just the way of things.
And just hearing this, Quillan just sort of sighs in sort of acceptance of that fact and says, well, best not to dwell on that thing.
Right. Let's point out, let's sweep the cave real quick, see if there's anything useful in there, and then we can head out, make progress towards the tower.
Yeah, let's sweep the cave. I need to get a trophy for killing that troll anyway.
Right, so.
All right. So, everybody can roll investigation who is actively, searching the cave.
Which is probably mostly everyone.
One would think,
Sure.
since they're spending the time to stay here.
All right. So, Lothar, you're still kind of caught up in your own head about like, are these companions just going to end up getting you hurt or killed or worse because, you know, they're not warriors true, and you can't really focus on, figuring out where everything is, and so you kind of end up just like moving a pile of rocks around from like one pile to another, and that is what you do, and you don't really find anything except for um, one of the trolls must have hidden a rotting leg of venison underneath the pile of rocks.
Maybe dinner for later.
Yeah, it's pretty rotten though. So, and then next up we've got Quillan. Quillan, you know, were slow moving around. Your bandaged legs and arms are not as strong and fast as Noman's robot parts or Lorithir's elven bits. And so you slowly move your Goliath, uh, body plagued with the rotting disease that is slowly killing you into the cave. And by the time you search through some stuff, Lorithir and Noman have already kind of gotten to the good areas. And so you're left searching through what would be like the common room of the cave where everybody just kind of hung out for the day, and giving it a thorough search, you do manage to find one uh, very rusty great axe um, that it must have been an adventurer's or something, but the trolls have it just kind of propped up in the corner somewhere. It's all rusted though. It's not like shiny and awesome. And then you also find a bag, like a backpack, but inside it is an uh uh sorry, one second. I want to use the right words here. It is an ornate jewelry box that has had a bunch of the jewels that ordained it kind of like broken off, but it is still locked and secured. So although you can see that it used to have gems or something uh, kind of bedazzling the precious metal box, uh, a lot of those gems have been stolen. There's only a few gems of low value left on it. The jewelry box itself, might have at one point been worth a good sum, maybe 100 gold pieces at most. But now in the condition it's in, you'd be lucky to get a handful of gold for it. But like I said, it's still locked, so you don't know what is inside the locked jewelry box. but it could be something. But before we get to what you do with that, we will move on to Noman. And as Noman is looking through one of the crates, like a trunk chest that is back in the pantry, storeroom, closet, like whatever you want to call it. It's a small section of the cave where they seem to be just keeping everything from food to like their treasures. And this junk drawer of the trolls had this big steam trunk type of box, and Noman, you pull it out and open it up, and inside you find a shining, gleaming spear, as well as a bow of like clear value.
That's very interesting. How unlikely.
And then finally, Lorithir, your elven intuition led you to search in cracks and corners that the others did not, look in, and you find the jackpot, Powerball lottery winnings of the actual treasure that the trolls have amassed. Not only do you find the 1,200 gold pieces worth of various assorted coins, but you also find a ring carved out of some kind of bone, and it is sized for a medium creature. Otherwise, one of the trolls would probably have been wearing it, because it is very clearly some kind of special ring denoting the runes and arcane symbols that are engraved in the carved bone.
Turning the ring over in my hands, I look at the symbols, and do I recognize them? Can I read them? Do I understand maybe anything about what it does from what is written on the ring?
Yeah, so you can go ahead and roll for Arcana. Yeah, so looking at them, you can tell that like this is probably a description. The arcane script on here is probably like ring of feather falling or whatever, but you can't make it out. Like it appears to be worn with a patina of age that is just blocking what you're able to read. So you can't read the warning label.
Gotcha. I will return to my companions and divvy up the gold. Give everybody
And
a
I
share.
shall show the group the jewelry box I found, along with the jewelry that was left over.
All right. Everybody take 540. Is that correct?
Yeah, because Nova would be here, so yeah.
Do we just add that into our inventory?
Wait, how much did you say?
540, but
No, that's not right.
that's wildly wrong.
Yeah,
240.
there it is.
Do we just put that in your inventory?
Yes, sir.
What have you found there, Quolan? Looks like a box of some sort.
It's a silver box edged in gold with like I said, it has jewels on it, but also like some of the gems are missing.
DM, how do I add the gold?
Here, I'll help you out. If you go to your inventory
I-
right here, down at the bottom, there's the various, platinum, gold, etc., and you just type it in.
In the grayish box or the white box?
In the gray box.
Okay, so 265 is my current amount. Gold.
So we can see the gems in the ring now.
Yes. Well, not necessarily the ring. Lorthier said he split up the gold. He didn't say he showed you his fancy ring.
And I would have shown the group that as well and asked if anybody knew anything about it. But I'm also, my attention is drawn to the box and wondering if it's locked, if Quolan has tried opening it yet. If maybe it's trapped.
It is indeed locked.
Should I check it for traps then before I try opening it? Or, pardon me, I guess I should offer to do so since you're the one who found it.
Alrighty. Though I doubt there is traps.
And DM, how would you like me to roll for?
To check for traps,
Yeah.
you need to roll for investigation.
Okay.
All right. As you are investigating, there is indeed a poison needle trap on the lock. If you don't use the key and you try to pick it, it'll stab you and kill you.
Sneaky, those who lock their items in little boxes like this tend to not be interested in others exploring them. I will attempt to disarm the trap.
Okay, that is sleight of hand.
Oh, I missed the tray.
All right, so as you are trying to disable the poison needle, you first have to carefully push and hold it in with one of your tools, and then you carefully detach the spring mechanism that loads it, and once that's all done, you just carefully slide the poison needle out and can show your companions how this would have, stuck in whoever's hand tried to open this lock.
Indeed. The aspects of human greed. It creates the most devious of traps.
Well, we are trying to find what's hidden in this box, so perhaps the greed you described lands not only on humans, my friend.
Well,
If you didn't
the
know,
majority of
if you didn't
human race.
If you didn't disarm it, I would have just broken it myself. So it doesn't matter. What's in the box?
Oh, what's in the box? Sorry.
So with the trap disarmed, what do you just open it then right away, or?
I would attempt to unlock it. Yeah.
Okay. So as you're unlocking it, you can hear a slight musical note play as you turn the key and the lid opens. It's just a short little, few note jingle of some ancient song. And as the music box fully opens up, inside is a heart-shaped red gemstone on a chain.
My guess is that it used to belong to some lover or some sort. Does anyone see a name on it?
I will gently lift it out of the box and turn the necklace in my hands and turn the gem over and see if there's any writing or anything else that would identify it.
It's a nearly 100% opaque red gemstone that has nothing except for the clasp that holds it to the chain.
Well, I'm not making anything of it, Kulon.
Kolan just sort of puts it in the in storage and says, if any of the nearby town is looking for a red necklace, then we'll know that we'll give it to them. In the meantime, we'll keep it stored in here.
Uh-huh. Does anyone want this bow or spear?
Are we able to? Is anyone in our party able to determine whether these things are perhaps magical?
I have the chutzpah necessary to craft magic items. I assume I could identify them.
Well, without the spell identify, you wouldn't be able to really know anything about them.
That's how that works? How lame.
And you would need detect magic to truly be able to detect magic, although if something, seems to be magical, sometimes I allow for an arcana check, but...
You can check for arcana.
Can we investigate the stone?
Sure.
Okay. I go, give me that stone real quick. I want to take a look at it.
And I hand over the reddish stone necklace.
So I just hold it in my hands, examining it very closely, looking at it inquisitively. Can I roll for investigation?
Yeah, Yeah, and as you look at it and feel it, and it feels like a gemstone. The necklace is silver, and the clasp is attached with some kind of clever grasping clasp as opposed to drilling through the gem itself.
I just kind of look at the group and go, I can't really tell what this is, but whoever owned this or put it together took great care. Perhaps we should take this to a town and see what it actually is.
We are on our way to visit a wizard. Perhaps among our other business, we may ask for a favor to determine the value or use of these items we found.
But first, let's see if anyone lives there any longer. As I sort of store in the jewelry and box.
I agree. Let's carry on with our journey, but first, one more thing. Are the trolls still around?
They're dead.
Why? Yeah, like the bodies are still there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I walk up to a troll and I cut off one of his ears and put it on my necklace,
Trolls actually don't have outer ears.
or a tooth or something.
Okay.
Get a trophy.
Sure.
Yeah. No one put claim to bow or spear. We still have those.
As Qualanzar looks to Lothar and says, "Maybe you would like the spear?"
Can I use?
I would be interested in knowing more about both, but I'm quite attached to the bow that I'm using now.
I'll just keep it stowed then.
All right. I will just have you add spear and bow to your character sheet, and I'll worry about statting them out if you guys decide to
Can I use a spear instead of a javelin?
yeah.
I might be able to use that spear if no one wants it.
You're welcome to it.
Okay, I'll take the spear.
Okay.
How much does a bow weigh?
5 pounds, I think. Let me check.
2 pounds, I think, if it's a longbow.
Oh, is it only 2? Okay.
So,
Not that worried
Yep.
about it, but
Yep,
yeah.
2 pounds.
so I need to add the spear to my equipment.
No, I will.
Okay.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I really do need to get some of this junk identified. I never even got this weird onyx rod I got back from that tomb identified. Though, thinking about it, probably was not the best time to do it in that holy city.
Are there any towns on the way to see the wizard?
Well, the tower, like, you guys don't even know exactly where it is, and then also there are only one town in the whole, like, hill area here, and that's Vine Run.
Okay. So let's carry on.
Indeed.
And Quillan, I would say your intuition was rewarded handsomely. That troll cave was absolutely worth searching.
I'm glad it was.
Yeah, need to have a little more gold to rub together. It occurs to me the majority of the work we do isn't that rewarding. Hopefully this wizard's tower wind blows a different way.
If I'm honest, Quillan sort of says to himself, the reward of doing good is all I really need.
Oh, that is true, but it helps to accumulate wealth and power over time, face greater threats. And for those of us that do eat, you can't eat good intentions.
Hmm. Indeed. But it is something good.
And I just say, doesn't eat and doesn't fight. I'm going to keep an eye on you.
We'll see. Alright. Onwards and upwards, then. Or, are we in the latter half of our rest or the earlier half?
Well, you guys were like just resting, like. Oh wait, no, you had already. No, yeah, you had your full rest because you were coming from Iru Moria. So yeah, you guys would have like just been settling down to rest. So this is still pretty, early in the evening.
I see.
They may have friends. I don't know if it's safe to rest here. Maybe we should move camp.
Indeed.
Hmm. Yeah, prudent to travel a small distance.
I propose we pick up our camp and move it, and then decide what we're going to do before anybody else shows up here.
Agreed. Let's be on our way.
So go ahead and roll for survival to pack up your camp in the dark.
Anyone else want to roll survival?
Well, I
Noman
expressly
doesn't.
don't.
Noman
'Cause
doesn't
I
have
don't-
anything to pack up.
Yeah, because I don't camp, so I'm not packing up someone else's camp. Unless
So-
they are currently incapacitated by a condition, that's the exception.
So Lorathir, being an experienced elven soldier, you have packed up your camp in a hurry in the dark many times. You're able to get your bedroll, get your backpack, get, everything and be ready to head out. Meanwhile, Lothar, you are struggling to get your belongings back into your pack. You were spread out for the night, and it always is a process to tie down your bedroll and things like that. You're getting on in age, and you don't have the dexterity in your fingers that you once did to be able to, make the little folds and everything that you need to do in order to pack this stuff up. And Quillan, with your bandages, you're also struggling, and so between the two of you, um, Quillan, you end up having to leave behind one of your uh, items, and I'm gonna just choose at random from your backpack here.
Could I assist who had a little more trouble when I finish my packing?
No, unfortunately, everybody's kind of doing this and rendezvousing, and so this is something where Quillan like just he forgot something, like he was trying to do it and he messed up. He forgot something. And so I am going to have it be not your healer's kit. Let's go with your tinder box.
No more dates for you.
Yeah. So your tinder box is lost as you pack everything up, and you don't realize it, until the next time you're making camp. So it's just gone. Um, you guys,
Saying that
go ahead.
that's not good.
Yeah,
That's not good.
I mean, it's not the end of the world, but yeah. And so you guys head out in the dark through the hills, and now all of you have to make dexterity checks. Noman, you get advantage on this, and Lothar, you actually don't because you have a ring of freedom of movement. So just Lorithir and Quillan need to make dexterity checks. Oh, and Noman at advantage. No, 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 19. All right. So what's happening is you guys are walking across very uneven ground, and as you're doing that, you're kind of like rolling your ankles and having a lot of trouble walking. And Noman, you had advantage because obviously, you have uh, much more heavy and rigid ankles and all of that. So it's a little bit easier for you, but still you do have movable parts that could get messed up from the uneven ground, but with the heaviness and rigidity of it, it's just a little harder for you to quote unquote roll your ankle. Um, but regardless of all of that, Lorithir and Quillan, because of the trouble that you're having, maneuvering, etc. Now you guys are reduced to half speed, um, and it's considered rough terrain for you. And so you guys aren't really making like great progress.
Even though I can't mount my elk.
Uh, your elk would be having a lot of the same problems.
Ah, still faster.
So I can see them struggling.
Yeah, yeah, and again, Lothar, like, you can slow down, and that solves the problem of like splitting the party or whatever, but it doesn't do anything for you guys getting further away from the trolls in a hurry. It just, you know, keeps you together.
Okay. I kind of go back to them and say, would you guys like me to scout ahead for a good place to stop? I see you guys are having trouble.
Well, you haven't really made it that far is kind of what I'm saying. So like you're kind of right where you were, maybe 50 yards, 100 yards away.
Okay. Is there any place that might be concealed in the area, like a cave or an area that might be hard to spot if we set up camp?
Well, I mean, yes, but uh again, like you're still right by the troll cave.
Looks like we can't go that far. Looks like you guys are struggling. How about we just try to find a place close by and then camp?
Yeah, since we're having such trouble moving through the woods here, or through the hills here, yeah, that it's we might have more luck in the morning.
Okay. So can I search around the general areas and they kind of stay there, or?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So you just go ahead and roll for survival to see what you can find in the area. Yeah, there's all kinds of hills and trees and, even little cave-like recesses into the hills and all of that. But none of them are really big enough because you've got this elk and a horse and two guys who are like 7 foot and another guy who's pretty big and then an elf and a glowing woman, and between all of you it's just a lot. And so finding something that's gonna hide all of you is actually pretty difficult. And so all you're really able to do is like find an area where like maybe there was uh, a river or something, but it kind of cut a little natural alcove, um, little awning uh, out of part of one of the hills to where you can like sit underneath a dirt roof with two open sides basically.
I say, hey guys, over here, this is the best we're gonna find around here. This will have to make do.
Following behind.
Same.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you guys can make camp here, but now you've been traveling and you already set up camp and all of that. So are you gonna set up a full camp or are you just gonna try to, you know, get rest as best you can? And for guys like Quillan and mostly just Quillan, are you sleeping in your armor?
I'm sleeping in my armor.
Okay. And are you setting up your bedroll?
Yes.
Okay, so anybody who is setting up their bedroll needs to go ahead and roll for survival.
Let me ask a question. Like, if is there any penalty for not setting it up?
Uh, I don't know how to answer that.
I mean, like, do you not get the same amount of rest, or can I just sleep on rock?
Doesn't
Well,
it cause a stack of exhaustion on a failed saving throw?
yes, that is
That's the thing it causes. The rest is not very restful.
Okay. I think I'll try to set up my bedroll. That fight was hurt me a little bit.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Quillan and Lothar, as feared, uh, you packed up your last camp so poorly that your bedrolls are kind of covered in mud and uh, wet and just they're not really usable in the state that they're in. And so now you have to make uh, Constitution checks to avoid having exhaustion in the morning.
Oh, that's gonna be lovely.
And then also, Lorathir, even though you just have your elven meditation, are you setting up your bedroll?
No, I won't.
Okay, so go ahead and make your Constitution check. All right. So, Lothar, you're okay, but Quillan, you feel exhausted the next day.
Is it the morning now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I wake up and go, okay, guys, do we need to eat before we go, or are you guys ready to go?
I I feel the burden of exhaustion on my body, if I'm honest.
I can see what I can find in the area to make something for everyone for breakfast.
Let's eat and let's get on the road.
So you're gonna go out trying to forage and hunt and all of that?
Oh, does
Yeah, go ahead.
all right. I was just. Do we have anything on us, or do we have to go hunt?
Well, I can, because of my background, find food and water uh, for everyone.
Correct. Well, not for everyone, but for the party.
Yeah, for up to 5 people, and there are
Yeah,
5 of us. So
yeah.
Solve world hunger.
Yeah, exactly. I can provide food and water for everyone.
by everyone, I meant everyone in the party.
Yeah, yes, I know. I'm being funny or attempting. So anyway, you go out, and as you are out, roll for perception. You spot a small shadow moving through the underbrush, kind of tailing you.
Small shadow, and it's staying low to the ground. It's
Yes.
moving. Hmm. Can I try to like lead it to a place where it would have to expose itself to continue following me? An open field or a, a hill clear of trees and brush?
Yes. When you get to such a place, the shadow stays just on the edge, unwilling to reveal itself.
Hmm. And by small, are we talking like small person size, like halfling size, or are we talking like uh, rabbit, mouse? How small is small?
Yeah, that's a good question. typically speaking, I try to use the size categories, when describing things accurately, though you are correct that, words like small and large are, pretty ubiquitous. And so therefore, I will try to make a point of using other words if I'm trying to be illustrative and colorful in my description, as opposed to giving you the actual information. In this case, I was trying to convey the actual information that it is a small size category.
Gotcha. I will attempt to hide and evade it.
Okay.
You don't know any of this is going on. Like, how far away is he?
Pretty far away as far as like, you know, being able to see or hear, but not so far like if he started screaming or something, there's a pretty good chance you'd hear it and mistake it for a female since he's an elf. 31. You disappear into the foliage and underbrush. For a minute, the shadow like hesitates, but then steps out trying to find where you went, and you get your first good look at it, unless you're just taking off and disappearing.
No, this is exactly what I was hoping to.
Okay. Sorry, I just didn't want to misread it, but yeah. So I figured that's what you were doing, but okay. It is a goblin, a small green humanoid creature with nasty looking fangs, but big, sad eyes.
Is it a goblin I recognize?
Do you know goblins? I didn't know if you knew. Like, am I forgetting something? Have I answered?
I was mostly asking just because I thought it would be funny. But
Oh, okay. You gotta forgive me because like I run a lot of games and like people have met goblins. So like when you said is it a goblin I recognize, I'm like, wait, have you guys been talking to goblins? I don't remember that.
and then also, I mean, it isn't our watery warlock friend who's recently been vampirized. Wasn't he a goblin?
No, he's a vampire.
Well,
And
now,
also no, he's a kobold.
a kobold. Okay. Okay.
Is he a goblin? No, he's a vampire.
So do I know much about goblins? My intuition is that it's rare for them to be wandering around by themselves, but I don't know if that's applicable here.
Yeah, so normally if you're trying to like know what you know, then it would be like a nature check or something like that, but that's really more about like understanding animals and what you know about that. So for a goblin, it's more what would be common knowledge versus what would be very specific knowledge. And the knowledge that you're going to have for your specific knowledge is going to be based more on the goblins that you actually fought during the time when you were an elven soldier and stuff like that. So it's going to be very um, propaganda heavy knowledge of goblins in that regards, and you would know that as your character, since that's what you kind of got away from, anyway with the elves. So take everything that I am telling you with the grain of salt that this is what you were told, not what is truth per se.
Gotcha. So I know, and so I know that the knowledge I have is suspect. So I'm not particularly trusting in it, but it is also the total extent of what I know about goblins.
Correct.
So, okay, I gotcha. So I will attempt to. Um,
Yeah. So I'm just gonna tell you because it's like I said, it's not a role. There's not a skill with this. It's just kind of like you know what you know. It's like there's not a skill associated necessarily with like knowing that dogs eat meat, for example. That although that is nature. That's a terrible example. I don't know. I can't think of a good analogy right now because I'm focused on about to give you this information. So here it goes. Uh, what you know about goblins is that they are a small goblinoid, which is a branch of the humanoid, um, tree. Uh, but they are specifically the goblinoids, which is orcs, goblins, hobgoblins, bugbears. All of that are goblinoids, and the goblins are the smallest and weakest, though some of the more intelligent of the goblinoid races, whereas the hobgoblins rival them in terms of tactics and sheer uh, intelligence. The goblins are far more cunning and devious, and so therefore, um, you know, they might not be the military geniuses that the hobgoblins are, but they are almost like kobolds in that their simple tactics are often clever and used in a manner that causes maximum uh, pain and loss on the enemies. And so goblins may be small and weak, but are not to be underestimated in their skills when it comes to inflicting damage on someone and tricking a party into a trap or something like that. Um, that being said, they are cowardly and rarely stand up to a fair fight, and unless they have overwhelming odds, will not engage the larger folk in melee combat, preferring to stay at a distance with ranged weapons and stay hidden and use hit and run tactics because uh, any one lone goblin against an elf or anything like that is going to lose. Whereas if you get three goblins and you rotate and keep moving and attacking, you can kite them and war of attrition them down. And so that's how they have survived. They're the jackals, the spotted dogs of the natural world. What they lack in strength and power to just take something, they make up for in harassment and speed and agility and just wearing you down. And so, yes, it would be very unusual for one to be on their own.
How is this goblin dressed?
goblins tend to wear ragged clothing that is either patches of material sewn together like um, a quilt of some kind, or like the rag discarded stuff of a person, or perhaps stolen from people. But either way, um, it's like uh, clothes that are baggy and falling off of them, or just kind of wrapped around them, things like that. They don't have finely tailored uh, clothing or anything.
And this goblin is dressed in that style.
Yes,
Is it armed?
two of them.
2 goblins.
No, two arms.
Is it armed with a weapon of
Yeah,
some sort?
yes, it does have a short bow in its hands.
I will circle around it and see if I can find an encampment with more goblins.
At this point, Lothar, Noman, and Quillan, Lorithir has been gone for some time. He said he was going out to get breakfast, and even if there was a line at McDonald's, he's been gone for some time.
And I say, do I have to do everything? If I got to do the hunting for the group and the killing, I'll do all that, and I'm gonna go look for him and get breakfast.
I'm gonna specifically look for the elf.
So
I'll try and help you, but I promise no major advances.
Quillan, you can go ahead and roll your survival to try and help. So this will be your aid another.
Yeah.
And then Noman, you can roll at advantage.
Okay. Luckily, double checking my things here. I think I still have that put in. I can shift for a, what is it called? Yada 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 yada. Come on. Where is this thing?
And then Lothar, while we're waiting for that, you get to roll individually since you set out on your own to go do this. You just roll individually one survival check. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to spend on shift 2, gain, find a target. And that grants me a bonus equal to my proficiency bonus on survival checks meant to track creatures or investigation checks to find their whereabouts. So, I get to now roll this advantage to +4. 23.
All right. So, Noman, as you and Quillan are, setting out to try and find Lorithir's tracks, you kind of are circling around and come across them almost at the exact same time that Lothar, you were just kind of chasing down a beaver or uh, some animal, and you came across the elf's tracks, and so like together you all see that Lorithir had been down this way, and as you follow the tracks, it suddenly disappears into the underbrush. Jumping back to Lorithir, what do you do?
I'm trying to circle around this goblin to avoid its attention and backtrack to
Yeah,
find its camp to see if there are
yeah.
other.
So you do that, and Noman and Lothar and Quillan, you guys lose the trail. There's no sign of Lorithir. His trail just disappears into the underbrush.
Hmm.
You have to admit, he's good at hiding.
It's bothersome, but I'll just dig deeper to find him. I'm going to.
You think he burrowed?
I'm gonna fucking. Hold on, it's the DM. I can ignore him. I'm going to spend an additional charge to activate Locate, which should allow me to acquire him so long as he's within 1 mile of here. I do so as if guided by Locate Creature.
And as that happens, it turns out that he is more than a mile from here.
Ay, ay, ay. Well, then I point that out. It's like, well, he's fucking gone. He's not within 1 mile of our current position.
Well, I'm not sure yelling would help.
Yeah.
Do we have any? It seems strange that he would hide for no reason. And
I
a mile away.
assume, if my guess is correct, he might be as Quillan is trying to come up with words, he sort of sags a bit as sort of exhaustion sort of stutters his words.
Well, he's not clear nearby beyond just hiding. He disappeared.
I've been hunting for a long time. I would only hide if I was in the presence of an animal, not hide and then end up a mile away.
Well, that is a reasonable thing to put forward, but I just don't know what he would have that would foil my magic. Unless something else is acting upon him.
My guess is we have company.
Perhaps.
We can. Do you know what direction he is in or what, do we have any indication of he just the tracks just went to the bush and disappeared?
Yeah, the tracks went into the bush and disappeared.
Can we search the area?
Yeah.
I want to search I'm going to search this area. If he disappeared here, that means there must be something close.
All right, roll for investigation.
I will assist. How does that work? Whatever.
So, after thoroughly searching the area, you guys eventually find the tracks of something small that came from the southeast. The footprints of a small humanoid.
I told you guys we have company. And I gesture to the tracks.
Perhaps it was just a small child who has gotten lost in the hills.
That's as unlikely as anything anyone could say. Alright.
I take a gamble. It might be a goblin or a kobold.
It could be
Eh.
the world's smallest hill giant.
It could be a halfling or a gnome, for all we know. All we know is that it is, in all likelihood, something we're not going to make friends with. Just keep your steel at the ready.
My guess is if we find where those small tracks are, we'll find our friend.
Probably right.
All right, so you guys follow the tracks, and eventually, Lorithir, you make it, following the tracks of the goblin back to where he came from, to this. And so, as you look down from the hill at the giant stone tower completely fallen off of its foundation onto the ground on the side, you realize that the stories and legends were true. There was indeed once a wizard's tower here, but it has long since fallen and can't get up.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
So,
Taking in the sight of the collapsed tower and pondering what kind of great force would be required to knock a tower off of its foundation like that. But I'm also, so I don't see anything else. I don't see a goblin camp or any other goblins around.
right.
Okay. Does the trail that I'm following continue, or does it end here?
It kind of leads down to the tower.
Well, I am not interested in exploring whatever remains within the tower by myself, so I will backtrack to camp and let the party know that, well, obviously when I get back to camp, they aren't going to be there. So I'll just let that play out.
Yeah. So as you start heading back, you bump into the party about 250 yards away from the tower. Like they had made it pretty far here because you were being extra stealthy, whereas they were not.
I hear them come crashing through the brush, twigs snapping, shaking the ground like elephants, and I just shake my head, a little smile on my face, and I will step out of the shadows near them and say, I assume that you found the tracks of our little visitor.
Indeed, we did.
We just saw some tracks and followed them to see, figuring that we'd bump into you. Have you found anything?
Indeed, I have. Perhaps the tower we've been looking for, although, given its condition, it doesn't seem that it is still inhabited.
Well,
What do you mean by that?
Perhaps your own eyes will do better than my words at describing it to you, and I lead them to the tower.
Yeah, and then so you guys once again look down at the fallen tower and see the moss and ferns and everything growing all on it, and can tell that this tower has been fallen for a long time.
I'm gonna walk up to the tower. The tower is about as big as it looks, right? Because the tower only looks big enough to host a staircase. like without individual floors with rooms.
What?
I mean, just comparing it to the nearby, like, tree stumps and shit.
Yeah.
Can,
Okay.
can you share that tower map again, please?
Sure.
I mean, is my assessment wrong, or am I getting the
Yes.
perspective bad?
Yes, your assessment is your perspective is wrong. The tower is big.
Bigger than that. All right, cool.
My druid's friend said that all the towers have tried to be destroyed in the past. So it may be the one you're looking for. We have no way to know unless we go and check.
Yeah.
Indeed. Though we should be careful. What exactly were you following to here, Lothier?
A single goblin, as strange as it may sound. And I expected when I found one goblin to find many more nearby, but the tracks never joined up with other tracks, never led to a camp, and in fact led straight back to this tower. I didn't enter the tower to explore any further, not wanting to get involved in anything that I might not be able to extricate myself from without the help of the rest of you. So I haven't entered the tower yet, but this is where the tracks led.
Oh, come on. Are you guys scared of a few goblins? I'll eat them for breakfast.
I have no fear of goblins, but a wizard's tower may contain many other things besides the goblins that I expect. And for that, indeed, I would hope for the support of the group.
Let's go then.
Indeed.
Hmm. Yeah, let's get investigating.
Is the door open? I mean, we can see inside.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. There's not a door so much as an archway. And so looking inside, you can see, sparse furnishings, rotting, furniture and carpets and all of that, and two goblins playing at a game of billiards.
Well,
Roll
And-
for initiative. Okay. And my bad. Sorry, Lorthier. Your turn. Oh, you hide. No, 19.
So I creep up and hide behind the edge of the door and peek around the corner and see the two goblins playing this strange table game. Are they armed with more than the thin wooden sticks?
No.
It's-
Okay. I will hold my action then and plan to shoot any of them who makes an aggressive move towards one of my allies.
Goblin number 5 moves around and says,
That goblin?
yes.
Hmm.
Oh. Goblins. I wonder how they take to a how do you do. Such a shame I don't speak Goblin.
Neither do I.
Well then, there's only one path forward.
Kill them all.
I'm going to saunter on into the room and go, does anyone here speak the common tongue?
Both of the goblins scream and quickly hold the sticks up defensively towards you. And then goblin number 5 says, I speak.
I see. Can we have a look around your tower?
Help! Well, wait. No, he says something in goblin.
Ah, okay. Well, I mean, he is now yelling in Goblin,
Yeah.
so I get the gist of it is probably help.
Yeah.
And go like, they want to do this the hard way. Please roll out the welcome wagon. And that will be my turn.
The welcome wagon's the one with all the gunpowder in it.
So did I hear the goblin yell?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. Trying to think here. I just kind of go, well, if that's the way they want it, that's the way they'll get it. And I'll move. How many feet?
Up to 30.
Or how many?
That's 35. So, just one less right here.
And I'll draw my weapons. I can't do anything else, right?
Right. Well,
Okay.
you can attack if you have a ranged attack.
I just kind of gesture to the goblin, pointing to the tooth that I just got from the. I draw my weapon and I point to the tooth of the um, trolls that we just killed.
Okay.
Okay.
Goblin number 1 quickly drops his pool stick and runs over here by the wall to grab his short bow and shoots at Noman.
And I will fire at goblin number 1.
So because he's small and both Noman and Lothar are in the way, you do have disadvantage applied, which will just make it a normal attack. But just apply disadvantage so that it does that. But you'll still get your sneak attack and all that.
So does sharpshooter, since I ignore cover?
Oh, that's right. You're ignoring cover. I completely forgot about your sharpshooter. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh. Oh yeah, you're good. Yep. You hit the goblin with your arrow. The arrow flies through the goblin's head, just instantly killing him dead.
At that, I'm just kind of like, Jesus Christ. Seriously, that's some fucking overkill.
I duck behind the edge of the door again.
Quillan.
Quillan sort of just tiredly like wandering in says, "Don't worry, I am here." And he just sort of looks over to see the couch and says, "Oh, how soft." And he sort of dashes over to sleep on it.
This is. I honestly can't be worried about it in the goblin encounter. Like, yeah, it's fine. I'll just take these one by one.
All right. Suddenly, a door opens and a goblin appears and shoots at Quillan.
Quillan, sort of noticing that he has been hit, sort of looks over to the goblin number 11 groggily and says, "You know, that's not very polite." Whoa.
Yicka ricka rah! Lorathir fears you are underestimating the sneakiness.
And I hide out of sight from the goblin, duck around the corner again, and take another shot at the only other goblin in sight.
Oh, God. Christ.
This one's for you, Noman.
God. That's funny considering what's about to come.
The exceeds hit points by 46. Your arrow basically explodes his chest plate. Blood flies everywhere.
And I will duck back out of sight.
Jesus Christ. Noman's just gonna offer over shoulder at this point as he kind of moseys forward, is how I would describe the action. As like, geez, Lorthier, you seem to be convinced that these guys deserve it. I don't know about you, but there wasn't an official subjugation request or nothing. We are kind of barging into their home and slaughtering them. We don't know that these are the horrible kind of goblins. I was just gonna punch them till they stopped moving.
Ah, yes, the horrible kind of goblins. Also just called goblins for short.
I'm just saying, I don't know for sure that these are the kind of goblins to form raiding parties and kill, like, nearby villages and shit. They might just be milling around out here. In which case, I'm gonna feel bad if we just ran in and just murdered all of them just because, like, we were passing through. I still remember that.
We made an attempt to talk, and they drew weapons. It seems they made the choice, and I'm responding in kind.
Yeah, that's fine. Not too worried about it. It's just like, damn, overkilling them that hard, it's kind of difficult to look at. Ugh. Anyway, so I get to here, and I just stop and look at that guy.
Yep. Okay, so where? Yep, that's what you do.
Yep.
Lothar of the Hill People.
I go, nice shooting, Ace. And all the goblins are dead. Like, can you describe to me what I see in here?
There's a goblin in the doorway shooting at Quillan. He hit him with an arrow.
Oh, I don't.
And Quillan does not appreciate it.
He's in the by the arches behind me, or
So
I don't see him.
you are right here. Yep. Nope. You do not see him. He's just beyond your field of vision.
Okay, but I saw him get hit, so I'm gonna move up, past him if I can.
Yep.
It's 35.
Oh, that's 35. Yeah. So there you go. Boom, boom, boom.
And can I reach him from here with my javelin, or?
Quillan? Yeah, you can stab Quillan with your javelin.
Sure, I'll do that.
Yeah, if you throw your.
Speaking of the spear, did you take the spear?
I did take the spear.
Okay, now to test it on a hostile enemy.
Can I equip it, or does that take an action?
You could, or you could just throw your javelin or whatever.
I'll just throw my javelin.
I mean, it's all good either way. So, with your javelin already, equipped and all of that, all you have to do is just target and then javelina it up.
That's it, right?
Yeah, and then so, you strike him and the tip of your javelin strikes into the goblin's small body and kills him dead. Kills goblins dead.
Okay, that's my turn. So
Okay, and then uh, another goblin comes out from behind the corner and shoots at you. Oh, no, shoots at Noman. Noman's the first one on the scene.
That's fine. I can bounce more. I basically have fantasy rolled homogeneous armor at this point.
Qualan.
Quillan is just sort of focused on resting and sees the molted couch and just floops onto it, trying to rest.
Yeah.
Good.
And then we get down. Get down, get down, get down. Lorathier.
How do I erase my movement or reset it? I'm sorry, I can't go that far.
Ah, yeah, here, let me help you. So, there you go. Racing into the room behind the pile of rotting boxes, you slide in and try to hide.
And looking around, I don't see any other targets. So I will hold my action to attack anything that comes into range that makes a threatening move.
Okay.
Oops, cancel that. Alright, let's see. Well, first I'm going to spend movement going through this doorway.
Oh, crap. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, this room seems a little monochrome.
There you go. Sorry.
Oh. There's a dude there.
Yeah, there you
Alright,
go.
so I'm going to walk up to this goblin, and I'm just going to, punch it out. Except I'm going to roll like garbage.
Yeah, you do that.
Wow, I rolled like garbage. Oh, wait, that's a hit. Thank God. I thought that was a 6, not a 9 when I rolled it. So yeah. Not dying, by the way. I'm punching to subdue.
Punching to subdue.
So his ass is just laid out.
Gotcha. He is.
I kind of imagined that I walked up and went to throw a lazy punch and he head faked it and I just kneed him right in the face.
Yeah. And by the way, the room is monochrome because that's your dark vision. It has no light in there.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I put him on the ground, and that'll be my turn.
You did. You put him right on the ground.
okay, so there's there's only that one goblin that we see right now that's dying.
Yeah, he's knocked out. He's not dying. Noman just like kneed him in the face really hard, and he's unconscious.
Okay, so I'll continue advancing. I'll advance 30 feet. And I can throw a spear at him, right? So
You could, but Noman's in the way, so he'd have cover.
uh, I mean, I won't hit Noman, but he'll get I'll get a disadvantage on the roll.
I misspoke when I told Lorith your disadvantage before. It's plus a 2 armor class for the goblin or -2 to your attack. So you just click on the -2 next to disadvantage.
I'll do that. Do I do that on the damage roll or on the hit roll?
On the 2 hit.
Both the hit. Okay.
Don't forget the target. And just to be clear, you absolutely could hit Noman.
Oh, really?
It's not like that big of a chance, but yes, there is. It basically.
It's like a 10% chance.
No, it's less than that. It's
okay.
It's like less than a 5% chance because first you have to roll a 1, and then you have to actually hit him. So
I'll just wait. I'll just yell, "Get out of the way! Here I come!" and then that's my turn.
I mean, it's only a 5% chance that you even roll a 1, and then it still has a chance of not hitting. So
I mean, you basically do whatever you want. We're kicking puppies right now.
I'll roll it.
Also, that guy's unconscious.
Again, yeah, he's unconscious, so it will achieve the effect of upsetting Noman like 2% more if you kill the guy he deliberately subdued.
I'll throw it. I think that's what my character would do, honestly.
Hey, there we go. Now that goblin sure is dying.
Yeah,
Or dead.
He's dead.
Yeah, he's dead, so that's cool.
The javelin strikes the goblin right in the throat, and like there's no doubt he's dead now.
Noman's just gonna look down.
I'd laugh. Haha.
Okay, and then boom, 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 boom. Gonna shoot you right down. Quillan.
Quillan, sir, just still doozy from his exhaustion, is going to sleep off his exhaustion. Do I need to make any actions?
No, sir.
This is something.
If Quillan is infected by any sort of exhaustion, he tries to find the best way to rest.
And I will use my bonus action to dash. Not much here.
Yeah.
I will ready an action to fight, but I don't see anything that's threatening, but just in case.
Nope. You see a kitchen stocked with all kinds of, fresh supplies, meats, and foods being prepared by apparently the two goblins that you just killed.
I'm gonna take a step forward, and as I pass, I'm just gonna fucking kick the shit out of this spear, fling it across the room, and then continue on in.
You just throw the spear into the corner. You're like, oh.
I kick it with my boot as I'm stepping over the goblin.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna walk on in and look at the meat.
It appears to be some kind of boar meat. It's a rack of ribs being prepared.
No, I was just making sure it wasn't like person food, as in people food made from people.
It's how to cook for 40 people.
Yeah, is that a doorway over there? That
Yes.
kind of looks like a thin thing right there.
Yes.
Alright, I'll spend the rest of my movement and consume my dash to stack up to the doorway.
Would you like to open the door?
Sure, why not?
You can.
Yeah, I'll open the door.
You see a room with a long table and a bunch of really crudely constructed chairs around it, and roots growing in from the trees that have taken over the outside of the tower.
Does it sound like there's anything in there?
You can roll for perception.
Cool. Not paying attention, I guess.
Yeah, no, you can't really tell if there's anything in there. And then suddenly an arrow flies at you from behind the table. Wait, because you weren't aware of me, I should have advantage on this.
Then roll again.
Yeah, thank you, bad data. That is how you do that.
I was just saying, because the end result was likely going to be that Noman gets slightly surprised as an arrow bounces off his chest plate again.
Yeah, exactly. But I just needed to remind myself and let you know why I was rolling again, not that he had 2 attacks or anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna follow into the room. I want to move 20 feet first. I can still move after that, right? I can't see that room at all.
You tried to cut a corner.
That good? No.
Yeah, that should be fine. I just gotta move you into the square. There you go.
Okay. Do I see the goblin?
You see what you see.
Okay. Do I see an arrow shot at? Who was it?
Noman. No. You would at this point just see Noman standing in the doorway. The arrow was shot at him right away. So you probably heard the arrow though.
Okay. So I'm still looking. I'm just gonna continue to walk in. I got 10 more feet, right?
Yep. Oh, you're actually in between two squares there. Move up or down. There you go.
I still don't see it. Um, yeah, I guess that's my turn because I don't see anything.
Yep. All right. And Quillan.
Quillan is sleeping.
Okay. Do you want me to just skip your turn then?
It yes, if it leads to Quillan sleeping off his exhaustion.
Okay, yeah. Quillan keeps sleeping. All right. And then um Lorithir.
So I saw an arrow come out from behind the table. Is that goblin now uh, revealed?
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't see him. Is it just I don't
That's
have line
because
of
he's
sight?
not in the same room. There's a doorway over here, guys.
Gotcha.
The goblin isn't in that room.
Oh, and I actually do try to hide. Oh, that's probably not good. So I try to hide, but I'm pretty sure everybody has a passive perception of over 9, so you all see him.
Okay, I will demonstrate how it's supposed to work. And then shoot the goblin.
Hold on. Oh, damn it. Sharpshooter. I was going to say he has cover because of the table. But
Right.
I mean, he does. You just don't care.
Don't care, not at all.
Your arrow streaks under the table, striking the goblin as he tries to hide and just dropping him, right on the ground where he was trying to hide.
And I will move into the room to get out of the door and let other people enter.
All right, roll for perception. Well, 30. Gee, I can't roll that high. Okay. So, you see 2 more goblins.
And I call back to the rest of the group. There are 2 more goblins in here.
All right. Goblin boss number 4 is going to come up here and Javelina at Lorithir.
Did you say javelina?
Yes.
He's throwing a pig at me?
Correct. And this one is for your mother. And he obviously misses.
All right. Let's walk on in. Spend 15 minutes moving, getting 15 seconds. Are the enemy locations known to me?
Yes. Wait. No. Goblin boss number 4 tries to hide again. And so now you can see him. And then the other guy, you have to roll above whatever he rolled.
Well, I did.
Barely.
Yeah. So I'm gonna walk up to him, and like I did with the other, I'm just gonna kick him out. Wow, again with these. Why is it not targeting?
That's targeted.
Nah, on my screen, it didn't compare.
Attack at Goblin number 20. I think part of the problem, let me just make sure that Goblin number 20 is actually visible here.
Like I see Goblin 20, I just didn't get the comparison.
There we go. Yeah. So you missed.
Okay.
But yeah, I will fix this so that you can see stuff.
What the flippin' hell? Come in here and I roll just garbage. I guess I don't give a damn. Alright, go. That'll be my turn. Alright. Just kill him, I guess. Fuck it.
Okay. Well, I'll keep moving. And I yell, "Wait up, I want to kill some people too."
Quote unquote people.
Or goblins. Or filth. But I can't move any further, so that's my turn.
Well, you can double move.
How do I double move?
You just move again. Because you're not
Use-
taking your standard action.
Yeah, use your action to dash.
I'll do that.
There you go. Boom, now you're in the room.
Sweet. Do I see these
Yes.
two?
Yes.
What do they look like? Can you describe them?
Yeah, the goblin is a small green humanoid with sharp fangs, big, comically oversized ears, and actually pretty big, sad eyes that are kind of like Puss in Boots from Shrek. The goblin boss looks much the same, except for instead of the rags that the common goblin is wearing, he is wearing some pretty wicked, if primitive looking spiked armor of a conglomerate nature. It's like piecemeal, but he carries some, deadly looking scimitar statted axes that deal vicious wounds based on the curve of the blade and the haft of the axe. And to top it all off, he adorns his armor with the skulls of creatures such as kobolds and other goblins that he has killed.
Cool. I yell out, looks like we have a proper foe here before we eat your food.
I drink your milkshake.
There will be blood.
I drink it!
I drink it right up. And Quillan continues to sleep the sleep of those with no concern for their allies' safety, knowing that they're up against a bunch of common goblins. Goblin number 20 spins around and scimitars Nomen. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. No, he doesn't. He stays right there. Same difference, just big difference in strategy.
Okay, I pop around the corner, seeing the goblin swinging its sword around. I shoot it in the face.
Pop, pop. And once again, your arrow is the angel of death as it seeks out its goblin target and ends its goblin life with no goblin mercy.
That movement's not. Oh, yeah. I don't know what that is.
What is?
Oh, I've got an arrow with my token at the end of it on my screen, and it's not where I was moving, but it might just be an artifact.
Huh. And goblin boss number 4 is going to be like, you know what? It's been real and it's been fun. Can't say it's been real fun. Bye bye. And he runs into this room and closes the door. And then I need just a moment. Okay, Noman? Noman?
Right, I was muted. No one could hear me. I'm just going to proceed up to the next door. Let's see what's in there.
Okay, so as you open the door, go ahead.
Boom.
Okay, so as you open the door, you need to roll for perception. Okay, so basically there's like a 15% chance, 20% chance that some of them remain hidden. So let me just.
What? Are we working with big numbers here? Is there like kids in this room?
One.
The table was
two,
big.
It was.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so there it is. I need to get one hidden, and that's pretty much it. Yep. So 1 is hidden, 2 are hidden, and the rest are revealed. So I'm just gonna pick 2 at random.
Nah, just regular goblins. That works for me. Well, the law of big numbers seems like it's going to start taking effect in this room, so I'm gonna spend a charge as a swift action to, ward myself.
Okay.
That's me. I call out party in here.
And go, bring them on, and keep on advancing. I can still move twice.
Yes, sir. Okay, so as soon as you step through the doorway here, the 2 hidden goblin bosses reveal themselves and take their readied actions to attack you.
Sweet. I mean, that's my turn. I can't do anything else, right?
Correct.
Okay. I just yell out, "Hey, we got company."
No, and Kolan just sort of mumbles, "No, Mama, I'm taking a bath."
Slashing into you, both of the goblin bosses hack away at you, Lothar. But like they don't seem to have dealt all that much damage at the end of the day. Goblin number 2 stands up and shoots his bow at you. However, he has -2 because you have. Oh wait, no, his goblin boss buddy is small. You do not have cover from him. And I have advantage because you did not see me. Goblin number 3 rushes in to attack you. Goblin number 4 will do the same. You guys watch as the goblins hack away at Lothar, and like a madman, he laughs off the blades, and kind of like Neo from the second Matrix movie, although the blade draws blood, it still appears to, have been stopped by his mere skin alone, from like just stabbing into him. Arrows and swords continue to, barely puncture his skin, drawing trickles of blood, but he just seems to revel in it more and more. No, 19. Zero damage. What a waste of a javelin. Oh, forgot one. There we go. Jump on in. Lothar is just taking the brunt of this attack. It's actually kind of like Boromir standing up against the orcs and just taking every single one of their arrows and, facing them down. Quillan, you gently roll over and can hear the sounds of battle in the distance as you like wake up slightly.
Am I still exhausted?
Yes, sir.
What?
Yes, sir.
So Qualan is just not really eager to rise since he's still exhausted, but hearing the sounds of an actual battle sort of sluggishly moves forward. And he's like, "Hold on, I'm coming." Qualan just opens the door. And just is going to. Where's the light thing? And Qualan just sort of wanders into the kitchen.
Okay.
He's just using all of his movement to get into the kitchen.
Yes, sir. The assault on Lothar continues. Mount Lothar is going down. Except for not really.
So I can see two of these the goblin bosses, but I don't think
Oh,
I
no.
should be able to.
No, yeah, you shouldn't be able to.
But he sees me taking a lot of damage, right?
Yes.
I can't see you at all, but I can hear the hacking and slashing sounds, and I can infer that a beating is being taken.
Yes.
I don't even see where the door is. Oh, now I can see. All right. And I have hid before I went jogging out here?
Yeah. Well, you know, kind of.
Ish. And so I can now see a number of them. I have line of sight to attack anyone that I can see, right?
Yes, sir.
And I will take aim at Goblin Boss.
Oh, what? We're aiming now?
Yeah, it's this advanced technology that I've apparently become able to use in the last week. While we're on the topic of advanced technology, when I hit level 9, my sneak attack was supposed to go to 5d6, and I just never noticed that it hadn't until now, so I just fixed it.
Oh, I was gonna say I'll fix that, but if you got it, good man. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's all right. I didn't catch it either. That's my turn.
Yes, indeed. And that makes it goblin number 9. I can't see Lothar? Oh, man. All right, move up here. Now I can? Cool. I am going to move back into this cluster of goblins and throw my javelin at Lothar. Yeah, take that 1 damage. Javelin.
Do we have any AoE spells?
I can hit multiple enemies at once if I'm in melee. I'd have to get past you, though.
I may try a tactical move here.
Just try not to stand in the splash.
Well, when we get to, well, I don't know if I can talk. That would be bad. I'll explain what I'm going to try to do when we get to my turn.
Oh, and what am I thinking? Goblin boss number 2 is...
Expired.
Where is he? 3. Oh, come on. There, no, Goblin number 2. Where's Goblin? Goblin boss number 2. Goblin boss number 2 is just fine. It's Goblin number 4 here who is dead.
Do they have like a lookout, sir?
They have a power that allows them to swap places. Yes. Goblin 4. There we go. Delete, delete. All right. And then I already attacked you twice. Nomen.
I'm gonna go after Lorithar since he has a plan.
I can go before you?
I can just choose to withhold my turn.
Okay. So what I'd like to try to do, see if we can do this, is can I move line of sight them outside the door? Or how long is my reach?
5 feet.
So is this the doorway? Where, if I move back 5 feet, is that line of sighting them?
You're still within line of sight, yes.
What I'm trying to do is make them funnel through the door, if that makes sense. Where I would have cover from a lot of them, but not all of them. So I can't see any of the goblins in the back, but can they shoot me still where I'm at?
If you can't see them, it's unlikely that they can see you. If they can't see
Okay.
you, they can't target you.
And okay, so I'll move there. Goblin Boss 2 is still alive, right?
Yes.
So I'll move back. I'll target him. Let's see here. Actions. I'm gonna rage. Reckless attack. And make sure I have all that stuff on.
Oh,
What?
you weren't raging this whole time? I thought you had your bear resistance on this whole time because you were raging.
Is it only when you rage?
Yeah, it's only when you rage, and so that means that you've actually taken 42, 84, that much damage.
Great. Okay. That changes things a bit.
Maybe just take a step further back and let me tag in.
Yeah, can I take a step back further
Yes.
and take a potion of healing?
Yes.
And like, let's see, if I move back to here, can they see me?
Well, I mean, you can't see what they can see, so.
Well, I mean, I'm not line of sighting them is basically what I'm asking.
Well, you can't see them, so.
Yeah,
That's,
okay. Okay, good. So can I still rage now and take a potion of healing?
Yes.
So I will rage, which that should be active on. And I will go in my inventory and take a potion of healing. So how do I do that?
You hold on.
It says 2d4 plus 2 hit points.
Yeah, just a second. Okay, now remember that you have to target yourself when applying this. Same with your spirit of the wolf, because your spirit of the wolf feature, what's it say?
Oh, okay.
Your friends have advantage on melee attack rolls against any hostile creature within 5 feet of you. So you actually apply that to your friends. When you
Yeah.
applied it, when you started raging, you actually applied it to the goblins. So just make sure when you're applying stuff like the healing potion that you're targeting yourself and not anyone else.
Gotcha. So can I apply all that stuff now?
Yeah. Well, just the potion of healing. That's the only thing that
Okay. So what do I?
you just target yourself. No.
The goblin boss.
I swear I had myself target. I click.
Yeah,
on.
but you're still targeting the goblin boss.
How do I click off him?
I just did. There you go. So you have healed 6 hit points as you drink the thick red liquid that you have obtained from your druid friend.
And I yell, "Let them come through the door at us."
Well, okay. I'm going to quickly step forward. I'm going to commit to a singled frenzied slash.
As you go to target Goblin Boss number 4, he trades places with Goblin number 3, and although your attack would indicate that you would still get to attack him, his ability specifically says that if he becomes the target of attack, he switches places with a nearby goblin ally, and that guy becomes the target of the attack instead. So you're just targeting Goblin 3 twice, essentially.
That's really weird, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, I understand, exactly,
That That doesn't make. I would like to point out that in context, I'm not targeting him with an attack. How the ability works is I make an attack roll and compare it to the AC of all enemies nearby.
Well,
It's just because of this system that I'm targeting him with an attack.
yeah, but if you want to get technical, there is only one thing that would not target somebody with an attack, and that's if it was a area of effect.
Which this is.
No, it is not.
It is.
No, it is not. It is a multi-target attack, but to be a true area of effect, it would either need to be something so large as to cover an area, or something like fire or liquid or something like that, smoke, that would cover an area. When you're swinging a weapon, even if it's one continuous swing, like just swinging in a big circle, or if it's multiple hacks all around in a circle, it's still
okay.
targeted attacks.
Okay, if that's the interpretation you want to move forward with.
There's no interpretation. If it was a true area of effect attack, then it would be going off of saves, not attack.
All right, cool, whatever.
By
Let's
virtue
see.
of rolling an attack, it triggers his thing.
Yeah, okay. Let's see, so that's just a miss, so roll damage once against both. Go.
Yep. So the goblin is, of course, just dying.
Yeah.
And the goblin boss didn't actually take enough damage to drop to 0, but then went into shock.
Yeah, cool. And then I'm going to spend the rest of my movement to go back around the corner. Last dude can swipe at me if he wants.
I was going to say, you have to have hit the guy in order to get that, right?
Well, now here's a really interesting question. Normally the ability wouldn't apply under my interpretation, but because I targeted him with an attack, my feat now does apply. The feat does not require that I hit them, merely that I target them with an attack.
Right. Give me 1 second. Let me just make sure, because when a creature the goblin chooses another goblin, swaps places, and the chosen goblin becomes the target instead. No, he was never targeted.
That's such a bafflingly... Alright, fine. Take a stack of opportunity.
Yeah, sorry.
I fucking hate this system so much.
Hey, critical.
Oh, la-dee-da. Alright, bring it. Hey, look at that. 0 damage.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Right, need to end my turn, sorry.
No problem. I was still wrapping up what happened there, so... Yeah. Okay, well, now I can't see anybody, so this is no longer any fun for me. So I am going to, I guess, move forward by my goblin bosses, and then, oh my god, look at that, I can see Noman, I shoot him. And then I move over here. And I spot Noman and I shoot him. Shoot at him, I should start saying. And then I have to step forward, which I do. Spot Noman, shoot him. Continue to assault Noman. Quillan. Do you do anything else,
So-
Quillan?
So there's no targets. There's no enemy targets in front of me, right?
That you can see, correct.
So Kalan is going to use the rest of his movement to groggily try and find out what's going on.
What's going on?
Kalan just mumbles, "What's for dinner? All the boar."
Yeah, you can smell the boar from the kitchen. No, 19.
Okay, I hide behind the table, pop out, take aim, and end the ragged little life of one of the goblins, and then duck down behind the table again.
Indeed. Whoa. That was
Oh,
weird.
come on. Let's see it.
That was supposed to be against you, Gnome, and I don't know why it said Lothar.
Oh.
Uh-oh. I'm just going to
Yeah, I
deal
took 4
damage
damage.
again. There you go. There you go. That was supposed to be a crit. Should have done 2d6. All right. Number 16. Oh, it did roll against you. I'm so sorry. I didn't see that underneath the thing. I was just counting the hit on Lothar. I didn't see that it rolled for you two. Whatever. You took a little bit of damage. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be okay.
And the goblins continue to, launch their arrows at you, but they keep missing. Or it keeps bouncing off of your armor. And then I am going to move here. Missing as my blades bounce off of your heavy metal armor.
Okay. So were those beds in the room?
No, those are sarcophagus.
Okay. Is there anything I want to search around? Or I want to look around the room and see if there's anything that's flammable. Do I see anything?
I mean, there's tables and barrels.
I'm thinking of lighting something on fire and throwing it in that room. Trying to start a fire. I don't know if that would work or not. Yeah, that might be too much. I'll move to the goblin boss and attack him. Oh god. Okay, so I have everything turned on that I'm supposed to, right? The
Yes.
Okay. So I'll reckless attack.
Yep. So go ahead and put the reckless attack on. Yep.
And just roll twice or roll for hit.
Yep.
And I can roll again, right?
Yes. Swinging with reckless. Nope.
My bad. Sorry.
Where is he?
Can you undo that?
Yes. Okay. Swinging with reckless abandon, you strike the goblin boss once, dealing a heavy blow, and then swinging again. Your swing goes wide as the goblin ducks underneath it.
Okay. Is there any place I can move that looks like it might provide cover? Can I make it to the table or something?
You moved what,
20 feet?
5, 10, 20 feet? Yeah, no, you can only make it another 10 feet.
Um, I'll stay where I'm at.
I'm gonna. Eh. Whoop. Whoop. What? Goddamn. I'm gonna ward myself as a swift action. And then, I'll just start tagging these guys. Just kick him down because he's there.
Right. All right. You managed to knock him down.
Then I'm just gonna stab him.
Okay. Now, as soon as you target him, instead, you target him.
Mm.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. That's how that works.
That's how that works. And now he is the dead.
Yeah.
Goblin number 10 is going to come forward. And attack. Hey, hey! Hey, hey, look at that. A little goblin that could. I don't get an attack. Just making it clear. Wait. Let me just make sure that I have this right here. Yeah. Yeah, you've got everything. Resist. Bludgeoning. Because that's your rage. You're good. Yep. Okay. And so as you now are laughing off the damage as the goblin boss slashes into you, it appears as though the metal blades of his axes are just bouncing off of your bare skin, barely leaving a scratch. Uh, yeah, I can't move past without taking an attack of opportunity from you, Noman.
Neat. So you gonna do that or not?
I just did, yes.
Cool. Let's slap him. I assume Goblin 6 you're talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
Slap the man.
I'm gonna give him a boot to the head, theoretically. Hey, I'm successful. Yonk.
Yep. You're like, no, none of that.
Yeah.
Quillan. You see a horde of little green goblins pouring out, attacking your allies.
Well, that's not peachy keen. And Thea just Quillan just sort of like stumbles around and says, "You stop it right this second, green men." As Quillan just sort of stumbles to heal Lothar. There is two Loths.
I am Lorothier.
Yeah. Still as I just sort of lay on hands on Lothar.
Yes, sir. All right. Goblin number 8.
Separate feature.
Lorothier. Okay, wait. Yep, nope, you're good. I just wanted to see if I could switch out. I can't. You're like, yes, I know. Why do you think I'm targeting you, silly goblin? Somebody's gotta pay. Pay for what? I don't know. Now just shut up and take it.
You know what you did.
I heard that you goblins are giving our buddy Hazard some hell in his other game, so now all of you gotta pay. Oh man, your arrow goes right through the thick armor of the goblin boss as it drives into his lungs, and he drops to the ground, coughing up black blood.
And I call out, it may be too late, but if we plug the entrance, no more of these goblins can come in. And that's the end of my turn.
The dam is leaking. Quick, stick your finger in it.
It's like, we'll be fine.
Hopefully an extra finger that you don't need because the dam bites.
The damn thing bites. Okay, I move through here, and then I am going to move out of your threatened range there, Noman, which provokes an attack of opportunity from you. And then as soon as you target me, I switch out for goblin number. Let's go with 19.
I mean, I'm not targeting you with anything, so feel free. But I already spent my reaction. It hasn't been my
Oh.
turn since then.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. I just
Yeah.
went past you.
Yeah. Have fun.
I stick my goblin tongue out at you. Okay, now where am I? Ah, right here.
The press of security on it and modified it by giving it a bunch of gadgets, devices, and a TV screen. But then they invent and create the most sophisticated artificial intelligence witnessed in Oddworld so far and just stick it in there. They're quite a mismatched piece of technology in that way. And I think it should
Hazard, your push to talk is off.
creating things for Glockham. Only creating what
Hazard.
is required for the amazing artificial intelligence.
There you go. Thank you, buddy.
Okay.
Oh, no, not your turn yet. Just wanted to get that push to talk taken care of there. We could hear your NPR or whatever you're listening to in the background there.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. No worries. Lothar.
Is there anything on the ceiling? Chandeliers or anything?
No, the ceiling is the side of a fallen tower. It's just a big round dome.
Son of a bitch. And if they're dying, they're unconscious. They can't do anything.
Correct.
Okay. So I'll target Goblin Boss 3 and attack him. Well, I'll say, I'll yell out, let's get them all now. So that's a miss. So I don't roll damage, right?
Well, hold on. I want to make sure because it targeted Goblin Boss 4 there too. But it looks like you're not targeting anyone right now. But what happens is as you target Goblin Boss number 3, he trades places with Goblin number 14. As soon as you target him there, and then you target Goblin 14, who you do hit with the 15, and so go ahead and nope, not Goblin Boss number 3.
How do I clear a target?
The same as targeting. You just
Goblin 14.
yep. So now just deal damage to Goblin 14. All right, and you lop Goblin 14's head clean off with your great axe. His tiny head, no match for your massive blade.
And I still get another attack, right?
Yes.
Okay, I can target Goblin Boss 3 now?
No, he's out of reach.
Oh, okay. So I'll target 19
Yep.
and I'll hit him
Well, you'll try.
and probably
No.
not.
Yep, you miss. Yep.
Well,
So,
it's my turn.
yep. Sorry, guys. We'll get this wrapped up real quick. I'm just trying to get the combat over. There's not much left.
Well, as I do, I'm going to reel up for that frenzied slash.
Yeah, this is the time
This
to
is
do it.
precisely the thing it was intended for.
Yes. Oh,
Let's
you
see.
actually managed to miss someone? Unbelievable.
What did I miss? Wait, the person I missed is the person I don't think I can miss because that's the unconscious goblin boss.
Yeah, well, you can miss them when it's not a directed attack.
Their AC isn't penalized for being unconscious or anything?
It is. You get advantage against them.
Oh, then I guess I'll roll a second time real
You
quick.
already did. It automatically did. You dropped a 5.
Oh, I did? Oh, I did? Huh, cool. Yeah, somehow, that was the only one I didn't want to hit, because I didn't have the option to not throw at them. And again, that's a weird artifact of how this works, 'cause it's not how the ability works, but, blech.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ah, look at that. Unconscious, dead, dying.
I'm making salsa. Anyone interested?
I'm in the goblin blender.
Yeah, I kind of am a blender. This is only really powerful against enemies this week, but hey, it's exactly what it's good for.
I'm happy you have it.
Time for some for a familiar song to play. Do you know the song Moon Child?
No.
Nope.
Well, it goes something like this. Moon Child. It's Moonbeam. I'm casting Moonbeam on these guys.
Hold on. When you targeted Goblin Boss number 2, he traded places with Goblin number
It's an
8.
area of effect. It's not just targeting him. It's
Oh,
also
I see. It's a save. You're fine.
put the effect.
All right, Goblin number 8 somehow still up. Disengages and dashes and runs back to this door and runs into that room. Lorithir. No, 19. Oh, we'll go with the 32.
like trying to get on Abe's side or whatever, and see him as though they have good.
So, did Goblin Boss 3 swap places already?
They can do it ad infinitum.
Okay, so it's not a reaction.
Yeah.
It's just whenever they feel like.
Well, it is a reaction, but oh, so you mean like yeah, no, he's had a turn since he swapped places. I think.
Okay.
No, yeah, he swapped places since his last turn. You're right. He has no reactions. Correct.
Okay.
Good call. Good call. Take a point of inspiration for realizing that.
Done.
Just because life is good, and everyone wants to doesn't mean there's no.
Oh, your arrow strikes him as he's unprepared to react and drops him to the ground. Yeah, it's cut and run time. I get out of here. Oh, Goblin Boss number 1, I didn't realize was still able to take his action there. Goblin Boss number 1 is going to disengage, dash, and disappear. Goblin number 16. Disengage and dash. But you can probably still see him. Lothar.
So everything around me is dying. Do you have to hit him again to kill him, or?
If you want, or
You can leave their dying, prone form on the ground and not break the Geneva Convention.
I mean, it looks like everything's dying. So.
Yeah, that's the case.
That is
Seems like it.
the case. Yes.
Except for that one dude who very deliberately ran away.
Well, there's a couple.
Yeah, the dudes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a barbarian. I have to continue to kill. So I'm just gonna break the Geneva Convention.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I don't think anyone's going to be too upset. So you can either automatically hit one of them and deal a critical hit, or you can try to hit them and then and then deal the damage, and then you can attack again. Hey, look at that. Who needs an automatic critical hit? You lopped that guy so hard that he's clearly dead.
It's my whole turn, right?
Yes, sir.
Kualan sort of just seeing this just happen, just sort of like has this sort of waking clarity that Lothar is going to be in the mood for killing everyone.
I just look at him and kind of wink.
Nomen.
Well, they're all dying, so. Figure there's not much help in dwelling around here, so I'm just gonna begin heading off in the direction of the survivors. And I'll dash all the way up. Just spend my whole turn doing that.
Making it up to the other goblin, you can see into the next room. There's light coming from it, and fires burning inside braziers. You can see a ornate carpet stretching out and leading up to a throne. On the throne, you can see a rather large hobgoblin in very thick plate mail armor, and standing next to him are a few other hobgoblins.
All right.
Okay, and then it is Quillan's turn.
Quillan, so realizing this goblin is going to be dead soon, is going to lay on hands one of the goblin bosses. But before then, he's going to hold up the corpse, the unconscious body of the goblin boss, and then lay on hands, so he doesn't go running away and causing him mayhem.
Okay.
Okay.
He's sort of trying to apologize.
Yeah.
Oh, look, listen, I'm sorry. I didn't know what I was doing. Hello. We come in peace. Oh, I come in peace, but I am so exhausted.
Yes, indeed. And so you heal the goblin boss, and Noman, of course, can see what is coming up ahead. Hobgoblins, big ones, nasty ones. And so now, with the goblins mostly defeated and retreated, but the hobgoblin bosses, back in the throne room, ready to face what invasion force has come to their tower, we draw to a close on this session of Heroes Wanted. I want to thank you guys for playing. I want to thank anyone who's watching. And as always, everyone, good gaming.
Gaming.